All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Wednesday night coverage of the Sim Race SA simGT series. This is round number 6, the final round of season 1. My name's Alan Patterson, and I am joined in the booth tonight by my good friend Sus van der Westhuizen. Sus, how are you, sir?
Hello everybody, hello Alan. Doing quite fine tonight. Really excited to watch this Div 2 race. Had a lot of fun on Monday, but now it's my time to be a bit of a spectator.
Definitely. Yeah, we're looking forward to this one tonight. And we're going to be, as you can see, we're bringing this with a new spin on things. It's to establish and put a face to the voice that you hear. Monday you saw Dan, and Nick will get him sorted out soon with Dan. This is me and Sus, and so now you have a good idea of who we are and what we're about here. So I'm going to take us straight on into quali, and we are 15 minutes in of the 30-minute qualification. Lovely day here at Kyalami, as you can see. 30 degrees, balmy, nice day, 23-degree track temperature, and we have a good turnout tonight as well. A good 27 drivers at the moment, and we still possibly could expect more. There should be 33, but I think we're missing a few, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, life kind of gets in the way. This is supposed to be the big race tonight. Kyalami is so much of a fan favorite here in South Africa that people are almost bored of it. But I was excited having it on the calendar for this season, and I really enjoyed it on Monday.
I got to agree with you. I'm sorry, it's home track. I was born in Joburg. I grew up there. I actually grew up at the southern suburbs of Joburg and went to Kyalami in the 70s. I watched the Kyalami 9 Hours in the Springbok series with my dad and family and his company, and they used to sit up at the Kink on the old main straight. Just after the Leeuwkop along the old original main straight. But I've always regarded Kyalami as my home track, and this revision, I think Toby Fenton, the Porsche guys, have done a fantastic update to the track, and everyone's been having huge fun on it as we've all driven it, and it's still my favorite. So yeah, tonight's going to be a huge fun with the Division 2 guys here.
You're making me realize I've now only ever seen Kyalami in digital form, even though I've been living in Joburg for the last 6 years.
Oh dear.
So I'll have to rectify that very soon.
Yeah, okay. Well, when you get a chance, possibly the end of year race, if they're going to allow spectators, you need to go and see the GT3s live. So it is.
I was ready to go last year.
Okay.
If they were to allow spectators.
Yeah, it'll be a good thing to go and watch if you haven't seen them. It was. I really enjoyed my trip, and yeah, it was an amazing trip up there with a good bunch of friends. Okay, so we're 13 minutes left of the 30-minute qualifying. Everyone seems to be getting laps in. Currently been watching Craig Hunter going around in his Ferrari, and he's right there. He's 9 thousandths behind 900ths behind Waldo Swiggers, a 141.7. So these are good times. These are Division 1 times based on my experience.
Yes, if I'm looking at the HLQ times, the fastest was Waldo with a 42.5.
Good point.
So
hold on that subject. Let me get that up on the screen, then you can talk some more there.
Okay, but that's well into Div 2 in my point of view.
Yep.
I think I had a 41.7, and I was Div 1. I was around the middle pack. So Craig Hunter, I'm not sure if he maybe sandbagged a bit. Not quite sure if he would have been able to make Monday's race. Just wanted to ensure that he can race this week.
Yeah.
But Waldo is also driving the wheels off of that car.
I mean, the top 4 all the way down to James Stroud, they're all sub 142s. So
clearly something clicked, and this with all the corners on this track, and there's not like crazy long straights, but
no.
But the straights still make you gain a lot of time if you can get fast exits out of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time to find. I mean, looking at the split distribution there, Div 1 was about 2.5 seconds, which, if I remember correctly, isn't that was tight. But then going further down, we were seeing 4 to 5 seconds off pace.
Yeah.
So Oaks were maybe just struggling to get used to the track, maybe a bit new to the track. But practice makes perfect, and we're seeing that tonight. Everybody
Definitely.
is starting to improve their times.
Right, back to live coverage, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say good evening to everyone on the YouTube channel. It's full up already. We've got 15 people here. Scott Heidemann, how's it? Philip Manar, Rian Oberholzer, all the regulars. Brett Krokump's there, good evening. Brandon, hello. Mr. Holden Jones, all the way from Germany, how are you, sir? Wesley's there, and yeah, great to have everybody here. So here we go, last round of Division 2 and last round of GT Season 1. We've got Welder currently in the pits with Craig Hunter. I just saw Craig Hunter fly off in Clubhouse. Moritz Krokump, one of the big thundering AMG Mercs, and he's currently in third and not that far off, 1.5 tenths. This lap at the moment he is a little bit down, he's 4 tenths down, but his overall lap time is not that far away from Welder and Craig Hunter. So a good mix and match. If you look at the manufacturers, as he abandons that lap, we'll go to James Stroud. So we have Lexus, Ferrari, Mercedes, Porsche, Audi. 5 different manufacturers in the top 5, and then together with that we have a McLaren in 10th, and there's a Bentley in 11th, and I know there's a Nissan. I just can't see where it is right now. Tristan is struggling in the Nissan, and he is right down there with Sean Babeja also in a BMW. So except for the Lamborghini and the Honda, I think we've got a full house of manufacturers here tonight.
I'm a little disappointed in myself. I had a quick look at our standings.
Okay.
It's a bit difficult to find battles tonight. A lot of drivers have already taken 2 of their drop rounds. It's not quite as close as Div 1 it seemed.
Yes.
But I'll try and keep an eye out if I spot 2 drivers who are close to one another. I'll dash away and see if I can do some calculations, but hopefully we're in for a spectacular race tonight.
Yeah.
I'm definitely sure that whoever was watching on Monday night was enjoying it. I'm sure Nick was sweating bullets all the while busy trying to calculate championship standings, and I'll try and fulfill that role tonight. But overall, I'm looking at the list and I'm just astonished. I know that not everybody has raced in every single race here, but we've had 100 drivers signed up for the season.
Yes.
That's just amazing to me.
Oops. Yeah, definitely. It was an awesome turnout. It did very well for the Grace Factory, who were our chosen charity organization, with the total being. How much was it, Sus?
Something like 37,000. I'll quickly check. 37,757 rand.
There we go. So, yeah, that was a great charity initiative, and I'm sure they're extremely thankful. We know they are. They've been messaging Jason and commenting on social media. So that was awesome. And thanks to all our team owners, all the drivers, everybody involved, our sponsors. We couldn't have got there without them. Together with that, I must also add, well, you can actually bring this up, is the new hosting environment, Sas.
Yes, so we have switched to a platform called simracing.gp. They're, I think it's a little British startup. They are taking care of hosting servers as well as managing driver signups. All of that funky jazz that we had to do manually by hand is now pretty much automatic. There's a lot less chances of servers being misconfigured unless we really actually miss out on something. But the cool part here is that they're boasting they can handle about 100 cars on track at once. So I'm segueing into our 3-hour GT race that we're doing. We're trying to see if their boast is a true one. I know that they've had their race and they feel confident. We just want to give it a bash on our side. And we also got the news today that so currently the servers are hosted in Dublin, but they're aiming at bringing us a local server very soon.
Yes.
So we won't have the weird ping issues. But it's honestly it's been proving to be a very useful platform for us. And it's making the administration side a lot easier. That will hopefully allow us to bring all of the racers and drivers a bit more than just the league races that we're currently doing.
Yeah, we're it's definitely helping SimRace South Africa to get on board and at the same level as a lot of the other international leagues. These hosted environments are the way to go, and it does make life a lot easier for everybody involved. Currently watching Louis Marcus for Team Odin Racing, and these guys will be putting on a good show for us tonight. Louis Marcus currently in 6th place in his Lexus. There you can see his number plate, Team Odin, for the win.
Alan, can you maybe just double check? You're going a little soft my side.
Sorry. Okay, there we go. I'll just get back there. Yeah, I was leaning over just reading something. Diane de Villiers, and yeah, he is also in his Lexus, currently in 6th place. I'm trying to find who's out and who's on quick laps at the moment. Henry Roux. Here's Henry Roux, and he is currently 1.5 tenths up as he's gone through the middle of Sector 2 through Leeuwkop, down the mine shaft, flat stick in his Lexus. Jeez, every car I've picked so far has been a Lexus. Into this corner, Crocodiles, as we all know it. Multiple lines through here, but also just commenting on Philip Minnar saying, yeah, pretty much all the cars that we've listed, none of them are the ultimate or correct cars to have at Kyalami, but yeah, look, it's nice just to have all the manufacturers out here tonight versus a Porsche, a Ferrari procession and an Audi procession. So there we go. Henry bumps himself up into 5th place, and he's now 2 tenths off a 141.7 of Waldo Swiggers. Okay, bumping down to 11th place, Valerio Antonucci in his Mercedes, and this is going to bump him from 11th up to where? Oh, he goes to 7th.
7th.
Great lap.
So track is clearly evolving a bit. It's looking like everybody is getting comfortable. Hopefully they've managed to take care of their tire strategies, because this was one of the intentions we had with having a bit of a night race, is not just having Oaks stinted all the way to the end and then dropping a bit of fuel into the car and continuing on. The track temperature drops dramatically, and you end up with tires so underinflated that you risk losing pressure when going over the curbs too aggressively.
Yes, true. I mean, I kind of understood it once I saw that the weather forecast, that was the trickery involved in our race was a dusk race going into nighttime, but it was obviously the temperatures, and
yes,
it certainly did prove a huge curveball for a couple of people, myself included. I did have good pressures on my drive on Monday, but the cold temperature was, yeah, it was very loose for me. So I must
catch you out.
Yeah,
it's like rain, wet racing. All of these various different aspects, you don't necessarily get all of the exposure that you need.
true.
And that was one of the things that Nick and I were trying to cater for, was just building up a bit of variance and seeing how drivers can react to it. And it also helps that we were trying to mirror real life weather forecast.
Exactly.
So Monza was a great race in the wet, and I feel very much the same about what was it, the previous one?
Yeah.
Misano. Everybody is starting to get more comfortable, and it's going to reach a point, I think, where the front end of the field, it's not going to just be the fast drivers. It's going to be the consistent drivers as well.
Exactly.
And it makes me so excited every time I look at a weather report, and I'm just imagining what server setups can I do with this.
Good. Right, so we've been watching Dievel Kotze, also from the SRA guys, going around in his McLaren, and he bumped himself up from, I think, 12th to 10th. So he got a net improvement. Currently, at the moment, one of our newest members, and the Soul Nissan, the Soul Godzilla, it's Tristan Wright down in last place, and he is just on his Delta, so he should hopefully be improving. He's very new to SimRace South Africa, and obviously asking a lot of questions, and thanks to everybody, Philip and company, who are assisting him in the channel.
That's why I love this community. There's so many people who are just passionate about sharing whatever they know.
Exactly.
Even though it's to a complete stranger almost.
Yep. Okay, I think Tristan invalidated his lap there, but he was 3/10 up, so he's still 4.1 seconds off the pace. As we come into the final couple of seconds, I've got Waldo Swiggers in the Waldo Swiggers, as he comes over the line now, he doesn't improve. It stays at a 141.7. Everyone else is sitting in the pits. Let's see what Henry Henry's
Henry Roux is about 2/10 up on his Delta, and he's coming through Crocodiles. No, that was Sunset. That was Sunset. Sorry.
He is 2.5 tenths up at the moment. So as he goes through sector, he's just started sector 2. Let's see if he can get this all the way around through the SEs. Now up the hill to Leeuwkop.
That hairpin was such a. I feel Leeuwkop is about the most difficult corner of the track.
It is. It's
or maybe Cheetah, second most difficult corner. Definitely.
That little kink is just redonkulous. I'd love to see them just sweep that, like flat out from here. Nice curve all the way around to Ingwe. But it is a challenging corner. Okay, he just lost at least 2/10 through that silly little kink. Let's see, he's just gone round Ingwe onto the start-finish line, currently in 5th. And he doesn't improve.
And he stays in 5th. Okay.
Javan, good evening. Javan Oosthuizen on the YouTube channel, obviously shouting for LLC Racing. Okay, who else are we looking for? We have Dievel Kotze currently out on the track.
He just jumped to 7th.
He did.
Finished a good lap.
Yep. Okay, that's it.
Everybody is jumping to pits now.
Ron Stevens still out on his run. Oh, he's running the...
Oh,
there we go. Right, they're on the grid. We're going to go for a quick ad break, and we'll be back here shortly, guys.
Cool.
Right, there we go. Any new visitors to the YouTube channel? If you're interested or want to find out more about this, there's the website. You can pop on to www.simracesa.co.za. You'll find out all about the various leagues, the various series we race, the platforms, and join the Discord channels. There's a wealth of information, a lot of friendly people, and looking forward to seeing you. We're now in the subscribe mode for season 2,
yes.
And wanting people now to obviously sign up and commit for the next season, which will run from early July until November, I believe.
Yeah, something I'm maybe going to mention quickly, because
Yep.
I was speaking to a friend the other day, and he was under the impression you have to race every single week.
Okay.
That's not the case.
That's not
Find
the
the
case.
series that you enjoy and only race in that. If it's only one of the 4, do it. If you feel you want to do all 4, you're more than welcome. But this has been a great space. I've enjoyed the last. It's now more than a year. Yes, I signed up in the first week of May last year. It's now been just over a year for me, and I've found a community that I haven't found anywhere else. And I'd encourage anybody keen on racing, keep your eyes peeled. We still have one more league race coming up next week, the Sim Legends race. But after that, there's the 3-hour endurance race that following Saturday, the 26th.
Yes.
We'll take a week off, and I think on the 1st of July, we'll open up the HLQ servers for the first round of the TC series.
And how awesome it's going to be. New touring cars, the full-blown international touring car series, and then the Legends as well as the F3s and our GT3 series. Right, we're at 8.765 seconds to go. They're going to do a full lap, as we know. Single file all the way around the track, warming up tires and brakes, and then they'll come back into double file format as they come through Ingwe onto the start-finish line. So Waldo's going to lead them around the track now, and we'll quickly fly through the grid. Waldo Swiggers on pole, Craig Hunter next to him in the turquoise and black Ferrari. Moritz Krokamp in third place. There he is in the big Mercedes. Fourth is James Stroud, who hasn't managed to pull off. Oh, there he goes. You better get your horses galloping, chap. James Stroud in the pale blue and white Porsche. He'll drive back up through the cars to get to his position. Fifth, we have Henry Roux in the I don't know what you call that livery, but it is a striking livery, and it does grab your attention, but it kind of makes me feel things are blurred because of the two colors that they're using on those jagged lines. But,
Alan, sorry, before you continue,
yes,
I'm
sir.
noticing on stream your heads-up display is a bit weird. You're still showing chat, the session has ended. Just jump to the game, press escape, and click drive, then it should reset everything.
True. Apologies. We should be
Something
good to go.
weird is up. That's not how I'm used to seeing ACC perform, but it is currently the sim with some amazing racing on it. So we deal with some of the small issues.
Yeah, there we go. I did leave the I didn't go into drive properly as commentator, so we're live now. Right, carrying on. Thomas Trollope in fifth place. I'm going to go back to the helicam, and Thomas Trollope in the green Audi. Sixth place, Diobal Kotze in the Simrace Africa McLaren. Seventh, Valerio Antonucci in the pale blue and lime green Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Diane de Villiers down in eighth. Also the Simrace Africa livery. And then Louis Marcus, Odin Racing. Also striking color scheme, down in 9th place. Yassine Manuel in 10th place with one of the Good Smile Racing Mercedes-Benz liveries. Ruan Stevens in 11th place. Ruan Stevens in the Rower Racing Porsche. That's my kind of favorite color scheme. Melvin Trollope in 12th place as they all start booking up. Melvin Trollope in the lime green Bentley, you can see. Quibus Russ, your teammate, there he is for NSRR. 14th.
Might I say that red car is looking lovely tonight.
Yes. Ryan van Wyk for Team Shabin. Ryan van Wyk in one of 5 Ferraris that are nose to tail here. Dylan Dawes, Stanley Fenter, Carl Steeg, and the rest of the field. Right, we're going back up to, we're going to focus on Craig. Here comes the field.
Oh, nerves.
Nerves.
I remember this feeling on Monday.
So true, hey?
I actually didn't accelerate correctly. I bumped into second and then didn't get off the line quickly enough. Okay, they're almost going to cross the line.
Yep, here we
Lights
go.
will go green.
Yo, that
And away
Ferrari's a
they
bit
go.
forward. There they go. Wow, that Ferrari's got a
okay.
huge jump start. Craig Hunter shouldn't have been there. All those
I'm not
swiggers.
sure. I saw 1 or 2 cars in the pits, so it might have been that someone got bumped to pits, and they're coming 3 abreast.
Oh, hang on there,
Little
boys.
bump there, but they keep it going. I'm gonna just keep an eye on the back there.
I'm seriously amazed how Craig has managed to hold on to that position. Well, the Swiggers kind of held back, and that should have demoted Craig, but he has managed to get away, and he is currently in first. Okay, now the tower is just doing its thing, so we'll let it do its thing, and we'll be sorted in a couple of moments as they go through the sectors. Big dice going on for third and fourth. The Audi and the Mercedes, that is
It must
Trollop
be
and
Moritz and Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas Trollop and Moritz in the Merc, and Moritz right under the wing of the Audi as they come through the top 3, Leocorp. Everyone pretty much knows to tell behind them, so it looks like everyone's got away relatively well.
Yeah, I jumped back quickly. I was quite happy to see everybody getting going, and we can now focus on racing. I do see someone in the background maybe having a spin there in the S's, but it's looking good. Everybody can now focus on getting their tires warmed up. Ooh, I see Crocombe hitting that sausage curb hard.
He did. I just jumped forward to Waldo. He's gone through okay, so they go through for their first lap, but Moritz is, everyone's all over Moritz. They've all caught him. So we've got Antonucci, Henry Roux, everyone. Oh, and there's huge contact on the main straight there.
Ooh.
That was Henry Roux getting turned around in the Lexus. So he's going to drop back a little bit.
He was a bit in a sandwich situation there, trying to avoid Antonucci in front, but then caught Moritz out.
So Louis Marcus for Odin Racing managed to get through there. He's in 7th. So all good on that side of things. Let's go back up to the front. So Craig Hunter in the Ferrari is up and running. On the YouTube channel, we have a Razor 0309 asking about, do you have to be a professional? Definitely not. So you are, there's school kids here, there's old bullies here, there's professionals, there are some racing drivers. It's a complete mix and match of people that enjoy motorsport as a hobby. If you have a steering wheel and a rig and you've got a Assetto Corsa and or a Assetto Corsa Competizione, this one series that we're racing, please feel free. Join us at SimRace South Africa. Join the Discord channel and come and get involved. There's a series that will suit all your tastes. Right, Craig is definitely pulling away from Waldo. That gap's stretching out. Just looking further back, Trollop in the Audi. Yes, I saw.
Bit of a moment between Moritz. Ooh, no, Hunter lost it on Cheetah there. It's allowed Waldo to slip by, and Hunter is going to be carrying some damage.
Well, he seems to have managed to catch it, but he definitely has dropped into second place.
I saw him go into the wall, so he's likely. It was just a tap, but that Ferrari is so aero sensitive.
Yeah.
That small taps like that can really throw off the balance of the car.
All right, so here we go. Trollop also catching up to this party, so we have a good three-way dice at the moment for first place. Lexus, Ferrari, Audi. Sorry,
I was quite surprised at how fast the Lexus was on the straights. I know the Ferrari is fast in a straight line. I couldn't keep up with the Lexus on the straights on Monday night.
Yeah, it has good straight line speed.
Like I was watching all the way through qualifying. My top speed was around 239, and during the race I topped out at 243. But that was because I was in the slipstream of a Lexus.
Good.
Okay, in 7th, Valerio Antonucci and Yassine.
Jason Holden Jones commenting on the YouTube channel as he's watching. He is busy completing the 2021.2 sign-up forms, and everyone needs to just keep their eyes peeled for that to go live on the website as well as on Discord announcements. And then obviously everybody can start signing up for the new season. There'll be a couple of changes, I'm sure, happening. People will select different cars, team alterations taking place, and it's all good. It's all for the love of the hobby, and hope to see everybody fill in and sign up, as well as join us for the 3 hour at Suzuka in 2 weeks' time.
I'm quickly going to go check how many people have signed up for that. I remember us being into the 60s.
Good.
So there's still some space left. 10 days left before the race. We have 33 available slots, so 67 sign-ups already confirmed. It's already going to be a fun race, I think.
Just letting the camera catch up, but have a look here. You aren't hammered and seeing triple. You are in fact seeing team. Okay, this false team SRMC development. But if I put the camera one car ahead, you have Javan Tarika and Ryan van Wyk for Team Shabin in good-looking matching liveried Ferraris, running nose to tail here in 11th and 12th place.
I think this is definitely something to keep an eye on for next season, this little team.
Yes.
It's always great when you see two drivers in a team closely matched with one another. And they usually find a way of pushing one another to be better.
Marius Pretorius in a very purpley, pinky looking Mercedes-Benz. And great to see him up here in ACC. Do I see that correctly? Is Louis Marcus in the pits? He is. So we got Louis Marcus in the pits quite early, as well as Corbus Russ and Henry Roux. So Henry Roux hasn't come out the pits from that contact on the main straight. I think he's maybe chilling.
I'm also looking at Corbus, and his car is looking quite second-hand. And so he's had a bit of a big moment.
Sean Verveje, I can't see him on the track at all. I can't select him, and he's also in the pits, so I think he's also disconnected.
Yeah.
Razor, there isn't a have-to issue with regards to team entry. You enter as yourself. You can use your own name as your own team if you want, or you can look around some of the teams advertise if they're looking for new members, and then maybe join another team. But it's purely just to work together with a team to help you develop the car and your driving skills. So you don't need to be in a team to enter. You can just simply enter. So
yeah, we do keep track of team points in terms of there's a drivers championship as well as a team championship. So a team is limited to 2 drivers each. But then you get teams like the Patterson Works Racing that has like 3 or 4 teams, if I remember correctly. Which can field a whole field of yellow cars on track. It's always fun seeing you guys out there.
The good old days.
The good old days. But a team can only be two drivers. It's for me, it was all about finding people that enjoy the hobby, that are willing to spend some time with me. And the plus side was also, if you then do enter the endurance races, you might get some people willing to hop in a car with you and go through that experience as well.
So Stanley Fenter was in this race. He's already on the YouTube, so I think he's retired, asking what happened on the main straight. And yeah, there were, from what we could see, there were 3 abreast involving Henry Roux and 1 or 2 others. And
that might have been what happened. Okay, so Henry Roux is out, and he is going.
Are we saying that there was a car standing still on the main straight?
So I think what might have happened was when Henry was caught up in his incident,
yes,
his engine died, and then he was sitting right on the racing line and couldn't get away quickly enough.
All right, that's what we assume, but we'll have to watch the replays, and we'll take it from there. All right, so almost 10 minutes, going on to...
Still in 8th, Yassine Manuel and Ruan Stevens. They're running quite close together there.
Yeah. The 2 Mercedeses.
It's a Mercedes and a Bentley.
Bentley, that's right.
With a Porsche in front of them.
So we've lost one. What happened to the other Mercedes? Oh, Valeria's going forward. So, okay, all the Porsches past Yassine. Okay, because we had the Mercs nose to tail just now. So there we go.
I am trying to look. I don't know if yes. Okay, that is probably Yassine's livery. It looks all scratched up. So for a moment I thought it looked a bit secondhand, but I apologize.
Yeah, Stanley's saying that there was a car static on the track. So something failed for somebody.
Oh, I hope it wasn't that same issue that that someone had on Monza where a car was just ghosting there for some, and some people actually was hitting it.
But it only happened or appeared to some and not to others.
Yes, it was a very weird race. We unfortunately have to live with whatever these simulations provide us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was also one of the choices that ended up tipping us to rather focusing on hosting the races on Sim Racing GP for the last bits of the season.
It doesn't make sense that this has now happened on a hosting server because
yes.
So
that is true.
Something else has happened somewhere.
I suspect it was someone that stalled the engine and couldn't get it going again.
Jebel Kotze pretty close on the back of Moritz, and Moritz pretty close on the back of Mr. Trollop. This for third, fourth, and fifth. Moritz now under a second behind Thomas Trollop in his Audi. Here they come. And Jebel Kotze also just behind Moritz, 1.2 seconds back.
And I wouldn't discount Antonucci from catching up to them and also getting involved in that battle.
Agreed. Although he's still a little ways down the road, but 4 seconds can dissipate quite quickly in this race. So 15 minutes in, the temperature is in fact going to drop now. It has gone down 1 degree. It is 17. And the sun is starting to get to the horizon. We're experiencing sunset, as it was named. And we'll see that...
It didn't click to me that it was called sunset because of that until we started playing around with race start times, and I looked at it as like, oh wow, this is amazing.
Oh really? Okay, yeah, that's it. Oh, and there's your driver off on the bottom of the S's, Quibus.
He's a bit of a back marker, so I think he felt it better to just get out of the way.
I see that. I'll tell you what, Moritz is right here with Thomas Trollop. In Clubhouse, there was almost a bit of taparoos going on, so we'll have to just keep an eye on this race. This is the closest at the moment on the track.
The straights, they're long, but just not enough so that you can catch a draft and get an overtake done.
Yeah, it's not. It's more driver's track than our Paul Ricard, where you can just put your foot down and drink a cup of coffee before you have to negotiate a corner.
Oh, Grokamp riding that inside curve at Ingwe.
Stanley, sorry about that, man. We didn't see it. I can't help you. We'll have to look into it later. I'm sure Ryan will go and check all the logs and see what happened. The Viking ZA on board and shouting for Waldo and said he's missing this. I wonder who that is.
I'm gonna take a guess and say it might be Robert Armstrong.
Cool.
Someone else also mentioned that they might not be able to make the race, so they said they'll definitely be on the stream if they can't make the race.
Excellent. Going down to 12th place, Carl Stieg, and he is cruising around in his Ferrari. SRMC Development Team 2.
The Sim Racing Master Class. That's your SR's team, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then the livery's wrong.
No. So I saw this as a very novel thing that Z was doing.
Okay.
He put together a team where he took Raymond Mooney as his teammate, so that they can compete as a competitive team.
Yes.
And then opened up the opportunity for others to join as a development team. Teach them how to.
No, I know that. I mean, France is in that team as well, and he was in our race on Monday in the Ferrari.
Was he?
I'm sure he was. I recall having a dice with him, and I recognized Zahir's liveries and stuff, but it didn't look like this. It's his usual green and black, and the other car was blue and black, if memory serves me
Unless
correctly.
Mr. Steeg had a, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah.
Maybe my livery file wasn't loaded up correctly. We'll have to maybe double check that. Well, next season we can see what we can do to get that correct.
Henrik Hansen here in a very damaged-looking Aston Martin, and Marius Pretorius coming around the outside of him as they go onto the start-finish line. Henrik closing the door, and Marius following in close proximity to the Aston. So this is a dice down in 15th place, and the guys I guarantee you having a whale of a time out there, and a dice is a dice, as we see.
Oh, they're going almost two abreast there, but
100%.
Pretorius just thinking the better of it.
I'm going to follow Marius's car. We'll go to the helicam and we'll watch them as they go around. They've gone through a barbecue Yuxka. Now they're heading towards sunset.
Looks like they're just Pretorius just hesitating to stick his nose out.
Now into clubhouse. Was there on that grass bank. I happened to bump into Ryan Hill out of the absolute blue at 2 years ago. As you can see, it's getting darker, so they're going to be getting a signal to turn their lights on shortly, and
Yes.
hopefully they have programmed. Oh, here comes Marius as he pulls right up behind the Aston into Leocorp.
Trying to go for the cutback there.
Yeah, Henrik running a defensive inside line.
Hendrik getting a really, really good exit there. I think Pretorius was just caught out with Hendrik going a bit slow around the corner.
James Leach on the YouTube, good evening. Obviously shouting for Team Leach Racing for the win.
Pretorius almost next to Hansen.
this
Is he
not the
going to
corner
try
to
and
do
send
this.
it? Ooh!
Marius.
Rides that.
Sure.
Marius is definitely showing he's willing to go for the overtake. Just not able to get the car into the position he needs.
Okay, while he's doing this, Mark Hansen is catching up and creeping up behind him. So he best keep an eye on his mirror as well as looking forward at Henrik. Tristan Wright in his big Godzilla up into 18th, and we see Dylan Dawes going into the pits in his Ferrari. And Tristan Wright is in 18th. He is no longer last in the race, so he'll be quite pleased about that. Runs a little bit deep into Crowthorne. Completely misses his braking marker there.
Yeah, that Nissan, he was complaining about the rear just stepping out a bit too much for him.
Got you. Moritz Krokamp, I'm jumping up to him, and he's just gone past Jabal Kotze. Well, yeah, up into third place. Trollop has had a problem. Trollop's in the pits. So the Audi's
Kotze is going. Oh no, he's not going
No,
for the
he's not. He's too
outbraking
far
maneuver
away.
there. Sorry, I was getting a bit excited. My camera angle was from straight on. I thought he had the move maybe
All
done
good.
there. So 55 minutes left. So they're about 20 minutes into the race. I wonder if Thomas is maybe not struggling with the track temperature
Yes,
dropping.
Good call.
So something someone mentioned is this track still uses the old tire model, the 2019 tire model,
Okay.
which has a different optimal pressure window compared to the 2020 tire model. And it might be that Trollop didn't pump it up enough. The 2019's window is I think 27.5 to 28 psi, whereas the 2020 is 23 to 27.3 to 27.8.
Okay.
that can catch you out if you're not making sure that you're at the upper limit of that window. A cooling track will definitely catch you out early.
So we've been watching Moritz go round, and they literally went past Trollop as he went into the pits, and on their way down from Leeuwkop down the mine shaft, Trollop drove out the pits. So it's almost a 3/4 of the way around the track, a pit stop. So Trollop's out, and he has a green box, so that's an official pit stop done and dusted. He's going to drive a long way from here, and you can see the temperature is already down to 15 degrees. It's dropped 3 degrees in 20 minutes. But we do have time acceleration on, so that equates to an hour, I guess, in the real time.
In game time,
yes.
It's 3 times what real time is.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm hunting a bit. James Stroud in 12th. My gap indicator says he should be closely followed by Calvin Diogo, but he is not.
No, he's fallen back there. A close dice is up in 10th place between Tarika and Van Wyk. These two Ferraris, the teamies, and they literally... Van Wyk is pushing Tarika along the back straight and up towards Sunset.
You want to actually get on the wide side there to get the inside line for the next turn, but unfortunately not able to get that to stick. But here at the S's is a lot of the times the S's is the place where a driver can make a mistake if they're watching their rear view mirror too closely. It's
a tricky breaking point. Right, we got Tristan Wright going into the pits in his Nissan, so he's obviously probably also having a tire issue. So early pit for him in the Godzilla. So Waldo Swig is still up and out in the lead by 3 seconds over Mr. Hunter. Waiting for Moritz to come through the next timing screen. There he is. He's 12.7 seconds back. 4th place, Diovel Kutso, who's not that far back still. 8/10 off the back of Moritz Krokamp. And then rounding out the top 5, Valerio Antonucci. And he is 6.2 seconds back in his Mercedes. That being the top 5.
I didn't have the gaps open, so I was wondering what you were referring to. So the front half of the field all still haven't gone for their pit stops yet.
Yeah, no, it's
they're likely going to try and run it for as long as possible. But I think we did see that the undercut is definitely an option on this track on Monday.
Ruan Stevens circulating in 6th in the Robo Racing Porsche. Yassine Manuel behind him, 7.5 seconds back. Team Good Smile Racing, Mercedes-Benz. Then Melvin Trollope in the lime green Bentley in 8th place, 2 seconds back behind Yassine, and having a safe but quiet race there. And then the Tarika van Wyk Shabin Racing Ferraris coming up in 9th and 10th.
Ooh, Tristan Wright getting a drive-through penalty. I think he might have sped into the pits there.
Yeah.
It is a very tricky breaking point, trying to line it up perfectly. I was worried on Monday night that I might have had a speeding incident there, but in the end didn't, so I must have been very lucky.
Sas, I'll invite you to go and watch your replay from Monday night. Go and select my yellow car and watch my pit stop.
Was it a bit of an oopsie?
I didn't get a drive through. I'm meticulous with my big red button for my pit limiter, but I did do a donut on that left-hander, and I went right round in a full circle on the limiter. So there was a complete whoopsie and failure, but I was chuckling to myself quite loudly. Right, so
Moritz and Diovel still running very close to one another, in 3rd and 4th.
And I see Henrik Hansen also into the pits in 18th place. So the guys down at the bottom, possibly, you're right, they possibly didn't get the correct pressure set up, and they're already over pressure
And
or under pressure.
the other thing as well is you I'm not trying to bash the guys at the back end of the field, but the consistency might not be there to keep the tires at an operating temperature, which would keep it at the correct pressure.
Yeah.
And that can also easily catch someone out, and you then get caught in this feedback loop where your tire pressure, your pressures drop, and you end up riding over curbs when you shouldn't, and it drops even more, and it's just this horrible feedback loop.
Yep.
And you're forced to go and pit, but you're not sure if or how to adjust your tire pressures. It's a really difficult task to get right.
And that's where it's imperative to work in a little team environment where you can obviously share ideas, set an unofficial practice server up and try and get it set to the same temperatures, and then you can actually nail down various tire pressures dependent on what the track temperatures are.
Yeah, I did speak to Henrik Hansen the other day, and he said that someone has approached him. I was actually approaching him and asking if he's keen to join my team, but he said someone else already approached him, so he's looking forward to learning a bit more and
awesome.
and working on the racecraft. And maybe to answer Razor's question, is this highlights that there is a race to be had for anyone. We run
100%.
Multiple divisions for a reason, so that people can try and have a race. Your goal isn't to be at the top of the driver championships at the end of the season. Like go set a realistic goal, maybe finish the first race, and then seeing if you can finishing 2 or 3 races consistently. And then you'll get a feel for what your pace is, and working on building that confidence before you can start focusing on climbing up the ladder.
Moritz ran an extremely deep line into Leocorp. He missed his braking point, and Dierbalk got very close. As you can see, he is 3/10 here. So Moritz has a mirror full of this McLaren, and Dierbalk is he's just not close enough to get a draft down the straight, but he is pushing and he is pressurizing, and Moritz is feeling it. Van Wyk, Ryan van Wyk, these guys.
Oh, they're I love it. I love it that they're so evenly matched.
Yeah.
It is James Stroud
in the Porsche. Yeah, he's right there. Here you can see them as they come towards us, and James looking for a way to get past. He's got to pull out for the braking point. Oh, there's a little bit of a move in that braking zone, and I think there was a gentle punt in the rear. That was
keep it clean, keep it clean.
Oh, that Porsche ran a little wide, and so now Carl Steeg's looking into this action, but Javon Tarika definitely in the braking zone made a very sharp left-hand swing into Crowthorne, and that caught James Stroud out, but all good. They're all going.
They haven't turned one another around.
Yep.
The damage should be minimal. Let's hope that they can shake the butterflies off a bit, get the heads down, and let's see some good clean racing.
And they're arriving at the big Godzilla of Tristan, who's just a little bit up the road here, heading up to Leocorp. So time to do some overtaking maneuvers as we watch James, and he sends it up the inside of that Ferrari.
Does outbrake himself.
Oh, oof. Dear. These guys are having a full-on race here. Jeepers. Back on and back going. All seems okay. Wow.
Tarika managing to get a good cutback there, but I think he wasn't keeping the line tightly enough. Steeg, I don't know what happened there with Carl Steeg. Oh no, Stroud is just outbraking himself. Steeg was following the racing line.
Yeah, we're watching Stroud, and he just sent it into crocodiles. And now
Tarika having a big moment there.
He's getting out the way, and now Carl Steeg's trying to get past. Oh, these Ferraris and Porsche. Wow. Razor, that's good news. Come join. You've got 2 or 3 weeks. Get online onto the website. Join the Discord channel. Seriously, there's a bunch of new guys there. Tristan's a new guy. come and say how's it. A lot of guys will assist you. Just make sure you've got ACC sorted. You have a Steam account. Get your username all configured properly, and come and sign up. It's awesome racing. This is the top tier, which is Assetto Corsa Competizione, and then we also run 3 series on Assetto Corsa, the older version, which includes Legends. It's classic cars, I think a Mini, and
yes,
then the touring car series as well as the F3 series. There's a whole lot of racing, and there's a race every week.
Yes. I'm going to maybe throw a spanner in your language there. I don't think this is the top tier. I think all 4 of the series is our top tier. They're the ones that we ask a small donation for. You don't have to be into GT3 racing to come and have fun. We have one of our aliens, Nick Hodgson. He doesn't enjoy racing in ACC, and he sticks to doing the races in AC, and he's having a ball with it. So.
Yeah, top tier, I just refer to current series being GT3 World International GT3 Racing. Okay, 43 minutes, and Waldo Swigger's still in first place, but a lot of action going on behind him.
Ooh, Moritz is getting close to Hunter there.
Yes, we're currently with Craig Hunter as he hammers through Sunset. And
he looks like he's struggling with some understeer, so I suspect he had a bit of a moment. I'm not seeing damage on the car, but I do remember him having a bit of a tap here and there, which might have unsettled things. So he's been trying to keep things clean and not necessarily managing it.
Craig Hunter flying the Flying Gypsies Apollo flag here, and flying it well. Moritz in third place in his Mercedes. And he has etched out a little bit of a gap onto Diabol Kotze now.
So I'm also seeing Antonucci has made it past Ruan Stevens, so he's currently in 5th. Looking at the time, if we take a mid-race pit stop, it's about around the 37.
Craig Hunter's in the pits. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, is he going into the pits?
Second place is in.
He's likely trying to go for the undercut now.
Agreed.
Now is a decent time to go pit. He must just make sure that he puts enough air in those tires, and then he's not caught out at the end of the race.
Yeah. But as we were watching him on the previous lap, you could see he had a lot of understeer. So I think you're right. He probably picked up some damage somewhere with the contact with that wall earlier, and he needs to fix all of that just to get his pace back online.
It might just be that he has some other issue. I remember my sound just completely conking out, and I was driving deaf for 2 or 3 laps, and I had to quickly sort that out after my pit. Because guess what?
Yes.
ACC doesn't allow you to open the menu while you're doing your pit stop.
No, it doesn't. But then again, Sas, your setup at home there is a rather complicated affair, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It was to make streaming a bit easier. So it was simple enough to fix. It was just a bit annoying that I had to deal with the issue.
Can you watch Craig Hunter and tell me when he leaves the pits?
He is still standing from what I can see.
He had a lot of damage.
He's going now. He's just exited.
All right. So Waldo Swiggers has just come through. He's now onto the start-finish line, so he was a lot further forward than that previous time that we monitored. So I think that was a long stop.
I'm quickly looking. Waldo has done a 142 dead as his base time during the race. His last time was a 142.9.
Correct.
And Craig's best time was a 142.4. So I'm keen to see if he can match that soon, or improve it, or at the very least be a lap quicker than Waldo and everybody else in front of him.
Diabol Kotze is in from third, so here we go. We're into the window now, 35 to 45 minutes. This is kind of 50-50 race split, and so Diabol comes in. Let's go and see Moritz now up into second place. And as you can see, the light is going quickly now. We're down to race time at 7:05 in the evening. Track temperature 13 degrees. brisk, cool evening in Midrand. And there's a whole bunch of pitters. Trollop, Stroud, and Kotze, all of them pile in 9th, 10th, and 11th. So here we go. This is going to be the chaotic time. So our first man to watch really is Craig Hunter, who was the first of the leading bunch. He's currently in 13th.
I don't think he would be able to successfully perform a full undercut.
Okay.
But he might be able to get his so with the cold track, it takes 1 or 2 laps for your tires to heat up. He can use that to his advantage if he can just make sure that his out laps are quicker than that of Waldo's, which might put him in a position to battle for an overtake.
I'm looking at my camera. Javan Tarika, currently in 8th place. He's the quickest man on the track at the moment as far as his delta goes, although his last lap time was a 1:44.7, but he does have room to move here, but he's at least going quicker as he goes longer into the race.
And that is the balance that is this race. Your car gets lighter and lighter, but there's a point where the tire degradation and how light your car gets meets, and you then start doing slower laps again. I do think I went slightly deeper than the middle of the race in my experience. 23, yes, I think I pitted on lap 22, so not necessarily much. I went 1 lap extra, but I was battling. I was struggling to keep the car going.
Yeah, me too.
Consistently around the corners. Maybe I just drove a bit aggressively and I was eating into the tires too much. I don't know. If other people can make it work, great for them. It's always great seeing times coming down.
Yeah, you learn. It's an experience. Javan's just gone over the line. Sorry, his teammate Ryan van Beek is in the pits. So Ryan's gone in earlier from 9th. He's obviously dropping down as you see him in the pits, as is Mark Hansen.
Okay, I just watched. Craig Hunter managed to improve his best lap time by 2/10, and this was on his second lap after. Well, on the lap straight after his out lap.
Ferrari's all clean. He's fixed the bodywork. He's quick now.
Yeah, it's and Waldo is pitted. He's going into the pits now.
He's in the pits, right? So now we'll see. I think Craig's going to come out the best part of about 10 or 12 seconds back, because he had a long stop for that repair, but. He is quick in the Ferrari, and then we're going to see if he can chase Waldo down. Krokkamp also goes in from second, so our 2 first and second drivers are in. On the YouTube channel, Brandon, grand to hear that. Probably thinking of joining as well. Please do so, and it's great fun, and you'll enjoy yourself here completely, man.
I mean, and that was the point I made earlier. The idea isn't to beat yourself up about not racing in Div 1. It's great. It's a great feeling managing to get there, but come and enjoy the racing with the people on track next to you. There's far more to learn in racecraft, running wheel to wheel, than trying to just match the quick lap times of the aliens.
And learning racecraft. Racecraft's a very important skill. I just want to see if this.
Carl Stieg next to Swiggers as he exits the pits, although I don't think he'll be able to get the overtake done there. Swiggers is going to be fighting with cold tires and a heavier car right now. But as I said, that Lexus on the straight, man. I was struggling on Monday.
Yeah, look, I enjoyed it, I must say. It's been a great car to drive for the season. Myself and Chris obviously were partners, and we are changing going for season 2. We're going to Chris's favorite car while we wait for the new M4 GT3 to be released. So we'll be driving
hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon, but we'll be in the M6 again. Right, so Carl Stieg in 4th place. Tarika gets a drive through from 12th.
Oh no!
That's so sad. That.
I mean, and that's yet another piece of racecraft that you have to develop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fault Tarika and say he didn't practice a pit stop, but small things like that can really throw off your race.
Well, that'll ruin your race, definitely.
Okay, so I'm just quickly watching Swiggers on his outlap. I'm not sure how easily you can compare it. I know Craig's outlap was a 148, 48.9 I think, and Swiggers did a 148.6. So it's going to be interesting seeing what his lap time will be now that his tires is probably nice and warmed up.
And hopefully he had all the pressures right, so we shall see.
And that's the other thing I'm realizing right now. When Craig pitted, the track was 1 degree warmer than when Swiggers pitted. So that might have swung things in Craig's favor, getting the tires quickly up to temp, while Swiggers might now be struggling. It's 1 degree, but I'm not sure what the difference would be, but I am sure it will make some difference at the very least.
Yep, got you. Well, let's see. We're currently watching Waldo. He is coming up to the Aston Martin of I'm not too sure.
Although, Alan, sorry, I'm realizing now, Deval is ahead. Ooh.
Waldo sending it up the inside through Leopold, but he's made it.
I think Hansen pulled off the racing line there, going deep, or he might have made a mistake and it allowed Swiggers to capitalize. I'm looking at the pits, at the timing tower now. I'm noticing that Deval Kotze is ahead of Craig Hunter. So Kotze ran longer, I think, and he managed to get an overcut on Hunter there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but listen, Craig had to do a lot of repair on the Ferrari, which we saw. So
that is probably what caught him out.
Yeah, you're seen into the pit, so he's pitting. Waldo goes through to second, and I saw Waldo just yeet that little right-hand curve as he came through Ingwe.
Being a brave man, clearly.
Well, I think he lost sight of it, and he literally flew over it, and the right-hand side wheels are up in the air, but he's rolling. Hopefully he hasn't incurred a slow puncture on his tires. Antonucci still leading and out in the lead, but yet to pit with 32 minutes left in this race. You're seeing Manuel in the pits now, as I say that. So only Antonucci and Stieg to still complete their pits, and Shiraz Dada down in 21st.
Yes. I'm quickly looking at the track map. Yeah, I don't think Hunter will be able to get back into 4th position. He's 12 seconds behind Deerwald, and it's going 30 minutes left in the race. It can be done. I will be looking at their lap times in a moment, but it's going to be a tough one for him to try and get back to Waldo. So I think Waldo might be able to walk this to the end now.
Yeah, unless Deerwald and company, there's a coming together with the back marker. It's getting night. What?
That's always something that can happen.
Yes.
And I'm not putting we forgot to back our horses before the end of the start of the race.
Sorry.
But I'm looking at this and holding thumbs that everybody has a good clean race. We've seen what I've seen tonight. There were 1 or 2 moments, but I'm relatively happy, and I see Cole Stieg has gone into the pits now.
Okay, Stieg's in. Waldo's last lap of 143.2. So he's not in the 42s where he was earlier. So with the light going down, the track takes on a complete different layout, and you either do see it differently or you don't see the obstacles as well as you did before. So it changes how you actually drive the track.
Oh, it caught me out at the Crocodiles. There was a brake marker I was using on the right-hand side of the track. I was trying to avoid using the number boards because people can drive over those.
Yeah, and then you stop seeing it.
And then I stopped seeing it. I caught that luckily during a practice session, but it almost caught me out.
Bumpy to be on YouTube, also shouting for Waldo. I'm watching Deval Kotze, and I'll tell you his last lap was a 42.8 versus Waldo's 43.2. So Deval lapping a lot quicker in the McLaren.
Ooh.
And that gap at the moment, 17 seconds. We're going to keep an eye on that gap going
That
forward.
said, Hunter did a 42.6, so he's even faster than Dewald.
Yeah, Hunter's going just as quick, but he's still 12 seconds back as well.
Okay, so Kolstieg comes out of the pits in 10th position.
And he is in close proximity of Van Wyk.
Van Wyk. They've been running very close to one another. Tarika has fallen back to 15th with that drive-through penalty that he had to serve.
Okay. That gap's not so close now. It was as he was coming out the pits, I see. Gaps are pretty spread out now, although there is a bit of traffic here up ahead. This is the lone Audi of Trollop.
I am not sure. Trollop is quite a ways ahead of Van Wyk. Oh, he's behind Van Wyk. Okay,
Yeah.
I missed that.
But just he's 1.5 seconds off the back of Van Wyk in the Ferrari. But there is also I
Up
think
in
it's
front.
Yeah.
Henry Roux trying to make an overtake and unlap himself there from Van Wyk.
That's it. That's what I was getting to. He was in the Lexus trying to look at passing into Crocodiles. So he's been turned around. Okay, he's got the car facing the right way. Comes through Ingwe, bounces through, and now into Cheetah. Henry Roux for the Sim Racing crew.
I see Brett Crocombe mentioning in chat there, Waldo has no need to go and break lap records. He can just focus on... And that might be why he's slightly slower than Dewald right now. Although his last lap was a 42.5, which is 4 tenths quicker than Dewald's last lap. So there's a gap that Waldo can use to his advantage. Is what is the gap? Almost a lap. No, about 15 seconds it looks.
Okay.
So if he can manage that gap, he doesn't have to push the car right up to the edge. He can maybe save the tires a bit, so that if they do catch up, he can then put foot down and absorb the pressure there.
Got you. I've dropped down to 14th place. James Stroud in his Porsche, and he is right under the tail of Louis Marcus for Odin Racing. And gosh, this Porsche looks impressive from behind with the whole rear end and the exhaust lit. Hard on the brakes as they go through Leeuwkop and now hit down the mine shaft flat out, and look at that exhaust. It looks amazing on the stream at night.
Yes, definitely.
It's a beautiful game, this. Make no mistake.
I mean, that it's kind of the reason why you need a bit of a beast of a PC to run it.
They run through Ingwe good. And Antonucci goes into the pits from first. So that puts, or will put Waldo back into the lead. And he'll be comfortably ahead of Dewald in second and Craig Hunter back up into third place. Gaps are 16 seconds between Dewald and Waldo.
He might even, Antonucci might even get out ahead of Craig Hunter.
Not possible.
Craig is coming to Crocodiles right now.
Yeah, tell me where Antonucci is. We're watching Craig Hunter as he comes through Crocodiles.
Okay, so, it's looking less likely. I thought Antonucci was way further down the pits.
Okay. Through Ingwe.
Okay, yeah, he's coming up. Craig is still not rolling.
Braking now and turning left.
He's rolling now.
On the start-finish line.
Okay, so he's going to come out right behind Craig Hunter then.
Okay, we'll watch this.
Maybe even behind Ruan Stevens, who's also crossing the line right now. I'm not sure. I think, I think he'll be in front of Ruan Stevens.
Where is he? No, he's just gone through Crowthorne, so Ruan's gone past as well.
Yeah.
and Moritz. Okay, so Yassine out in 7th. Pit stop done and dusted. Right, so with just under 25 minutes left, we are now all done with pit stops. Waldo Swiggers out in the lead, 28 laps into this race. His last lap was a 43.2, and Deerbolt doing a 43.8, and Deerbolt being 16 seconds back in second place.
Yes. I'm trying. Okay, so I'm also seeing Antonucci and so Ron Stevens is quite close to Antonucci, but I think Antonucci will be able to start pulling away once he gets his tires up to temperature.
Agreed. Currently 1.3 seconds. Oh, Tarika again down in 15th place, and he's very close on the back of Louis Marcus. So he's pressurizing Odin Racing's Louis Marcus here in his Lexus. And as they come into sunset, Javan sending it down into Clubhouse, going down the inside. Oh, did they cut? He does. He makes it stick. So all good. Louis Marcus giving both drivers giving each other the space and respect on track, and the pass is done. Javan Tarika going into 14th, and Louis Marcus dropping down.
Well done. I'm having a chuckle in chat. So Waldo said he had a bit of an accident with a knife. So James Leach saying that he's running a bit lighter tonight. That's why he's able to go so fast.
So handicap. Oh, that's nasty, James.
Handicapable.
Handicapable. I like it. Oh, I just seen unfortunately Diane de Villiers go back into the pits. And he's
no,
gone.
I don't think he disconnected. I saw a car in the background just disappear, pull off of the track and then disappear a bit.
Right, Moritz, in 6th place, and he is pushing right now in the Mercedes to catch up to the back of Ruan Stevens because they've got a little traffic up ahead. And Moritz is 4/10 up on his Delta. His last lap was a 42.9. Ruan Stevens was a 43.6. So Moritz looking for 5th and trying to get to the Porsche, which he has done, as we can see, and is going to look at trying to get past him very shortly.
And depending on how Antonucci's current lap time pans out, he might even be able to go for 4th.
Antonucci, it's Tristan Wright's Nissan, so they're all managing to get by, but that's held up Antonucci, which has allowed Ruan Stevens to get right in the draft, and Crowcombe. So this for Crowthorne, Antonucci's got to run defensive, and Ruan Stevens is looking up the outside in the Porsche into the braking zone. Oh, and that Nissan just comes hurling its way through, and I think it might have made contact with that Porsche. So he has in fact stopped, and Ruan Stevens does a donut, flashes his lights, and carries on. And I think it was a little
Ruan
bit...
Stevens just lost it on his own, I think.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah. I quickly jumped back for the replay, and it looks like he just spun it on his own.
Okay, good stuff. Right, so Antonucci then in 4th place, Moritz 2.9 seconds back, just behind, and chasing hard, but now ahead of the Porsche of Ruan Stevens, who has dropped down into 6th. So this is quite close, actually, all of these guys.
Trying to find some close battles, but this looks like the closest battle.
Yeah, at the moment. Crowcombe, Stevens, Yassine, Manuel, etc.
Okay, so Antonucci had a bit of a bad lap on the last one because he was held up on that last corner.
Yes.
But Moritz had a 42.7, which 42.768, which is only 0.003 of a second behind his best lap time. He's putting foot down. I am sure he's going to be hunting for Antonucci very soon.
Okay, comes over now, and that lap was terrible, 46.0. That was the dramas with the Nissan. So they'll all settle down. 2 laps time, 20 minutes still left in the race. A gap 3 seconds from the back of Antonucci, with Stevens 4.5 seconds further back now in the Porsche. And you're seeing Manuel looking at the back of Ruan Stevens in the Porsche. So Manuel in the Mercedes now on the attack and trying to get past Ruan. Oh, they run very deep through Clubhouse.
That was a very, very close one, it seemed.
Sure.
But that is kind of the beauty of Kyalami for me. It's a track that on face value looks like it has a lot of overtaking opportunity, but you have to really work hard.
You have to. It's a driver's track. It's a proper driver's track. It's not a parking lot like a good old Paul Ricard. You know, if you venture off the racing line or outside the white lines, you're in trouble. You're in the sand or you're on the grass. It's like Spa. It's a proper track, and you can't take advantage of it. It's going to slow you down, or it'll actually turn you around.
Yeah.
We've seen Manuel closing in on Ruan Stevens. Let me tell you, that lappy was good. Ruan Stevens doing a 43.8.
He is catching up to Henrik Hansen there, so he's going to have to be navigating some traffic very soon. Hansen running wide there through Crowthorne, allowing both drivers to get past.
Tristan Wright back into the pits in his Nissan. Right, back up to the sharp end of the stick. 17 minutes 40 seconds left, and Waldo Swiggers on lap 32. His last lap of 1:43.3. So he's very comfortable with race pace at the moment. Deval Kotze in second place. His last lap.
6 seconds behind Waldo, so that the gap is closing slowly.
Heck, no, not slowly. There was 16 seconds 2 laps ago.
Was it only 2 laps ago?
Yeah. You can go and watch the replay if you want to just go and double check that. But Waldo's had an issue somewhere for sure, because Deerwald they was double figures. Deerwald heading for the line now. We'll see what this gap is. 7.3 seconds again. I'm convinced Waldo had a problem or a moment somewhere. That gap, we said first, second and third, they were both separated by huge gaps. Now it's down to 6 seconds. Hunter's 11.6 seconds back from Deerwald in third place. And his gap, I think, was 18 seconds at one point.
Yeah. Okay, so there must have been a bit of a moment, but I think Waldo is realizing...
Or traffic.
That might have been traffic, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, Shiraz... That Mercedes having very second-hand bonnet.
Who's that?
Shiraz Dada.
What position's he in?
He is in 20th. He's ahead of Waldo right now.
Shiraz in the Mercedes. Oh yes, there's a big air draft going in there in the front. Lights are flashing away. Shiraz is...
I'm sure the engine is nice and cool.
Got you. Okay, Yassine Manuel. Wow.
Just going to say, oh,
she's into Clubhouse next to the Porsche. Porsche manages to go round on the racing line. Ruan Stevens sticking to his guns, and Yassine had to probably lift there. They bounce their way through the second S's and hit up the hill towards Leerkop. And Yassine running defensive up the inside. Break now for Leerkop.
Okay, so, well, not Yassine running defensive, that's Stevens running defensive.
Ruan Stevens, I meant. Sorry.
Yassine is on the offensive here. Ooh, going for that.
Sure,
no,
crocodiles.
He was going for a move that wasn't going to stick. on a hairpin like that, going deep is not the option. But they both keep it clean. They keep it going.
We'll load that
So
quickly on our replay and have a look again. Coming through the mine shaft. And Yassine just sends his braking. Runs right through the corner. Ruan misses him but turns in and undercuts him and takes the position back. Good clean racing. Okay.
Yassine does look like he's managing to keep a tighter line through the first few corners here.
Yeah.
But that's not the place where you want to be faster. You want to be faster on the exit here, not push too hard
True.
to compromise the exit of out of barbecue or braai.
No, you're not going to spoil my racing track by doing that.
Why am I spoiling it by doing
you
it?
You cannot do that. It is barbecue. I've known. Let's call the corner bright. Oh dear. Jeez, well, I didn't think of that at all.
Dan was going on about it on Monday.
Was he? I missed that. Good one.
Which was quite funny for me, knowing that he's a right Englishman there.
Okay, James is correcting me. He's saying the gap was always 6 seconds. I'm convinced they were double figures earlier, man.
It might have been the gap from Dieval to Craig.
I'm gonna go
that was double figures.
I'm just going back on my live stream a little bit. I want to check this. Somewhere something tells me that gap is Antonucci.
Okay, so Yassine and Ruan is I'm astonished at how close they're managing to keep it. Neither one of them letting up. They're just keeping their heads down and doing lap after lap, very close to one another. Stevens doing a 43.7 and Manuel doing a 43.9.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you here. So on lap 29, Waldo Swiggers went over the line, and his gap to Deval Kotza when he went over the line was 17.4 seconds on lap 29. They're now on lap 35, so it's only 6 laps, and that time has gone from 17 seconds to 6.
But I'm going to say that looking at Waldo's last lap time compared to his best, he's 1.7 seconds off. So he knows that he has a lot of time in hand.
No, he's managing
he can
it.
Relax.
I agree. Yeah.
He can just manage the gap now.
There was possibly a moment with a back marker or some traffic, or he hit a curb, or.
It could have rightly been the case as well.
Right now is good. As you say, last lap a 143.7 and Deerbolt a 143.6. So pretty much as it is. Craig Hunter, on the other hand, doing a 142.5 this late in the race. So Craig Hunter enjoying the Ferrari performance and the handling.
That was kind of what we saw with the two Ferraris. I think Van Wyk and Tarika.
Yes.
They started going faster and faster, deeper into their stint. I am looking down in the timing field there. They are running close in close proximity again. They
are. Yeah, Tarika 1/10 off the back. Let's go and have a look quickly.
Gets an overtake on Van Wyk through Clubhouse.
I think the teamies are just having a huge party. They're gassing it up on comms together and just they're enjoying themselves, man. It looks awesome.
No, I think they're definitely enjoying themselves, just pushing one another to race as hard as they can.
Which is great. Yassine Manuel still half a second off the back of Ruan Stevens. So Yassine needs to just work out how to actually close this gap and then where it needs to be closed so that he can make a proper send and make it stick.
I wish I had top speed information about their two cars, because my gut is telling me that Ruan is making that Ferrari work fast and hard on the straights.
Ruan's in the Porsche.
Sorry, the Porsche.
Yeah, unless we can... well, you can change your view to driver view and you'll be able to see the speedo. While
I can run my amazing telemetry app.
That as well.
And look at that. I just need to keep it running for a while.
Yeah, Brett just said, come, catch a wake up, spectate from inside, Sass. It's easy. Catch it.
I'm too lazy to do that.
Okay,
I want to see what's happening on the outside.
Look here.
Instead.
Kutza's down to 3.7 seconds. So that's 6.7 just now is now 3.7. Djevel Kutza is closing in on Waldo. Waldo's either having issues or his tires are not good. But last lap, Waldo Swiggers did a 146.9 and Djevel did a 144.1.
Okay, so I've got the app running.
Waldo can now actually see Djevel in his mirrors. That's how close they are. The YouTube channel is on fire. Guys are talking about the poor man not being able to bite his nails anymore. Oh dear. Brett and James, you guys are rocking. Right, Djevel coming down into Crocodiles. The gap closing down to 3 seconds through the last sector. So we'll see what it is when they go over the line now.
Okay, so I have a quick update about Ruan and Yassine.
Okay.
Ruan managing a top speed of a 242 and Yassine a top speed of 237. So I'm assuming that's down the main straight though.
Yes. Might be Crocodiles, could be.
It might be.
the mine shaft at least.
I need to restart my...
Right, listen up.
Broadcast.
Waldo Swiggers last lap 44.2. Djevel Kutza last lap 43.5. Craig Hunter last lap 42.7. Ferrari going quicker and quicker, but Djevel Kutza is currently 2/10 up on this lap, so he can smell first place with 7.5 minutes to go. This is not over, and I think Waldo's getting those little butterfly kind of, oh, he came out of clubhouse very badly there. I don't think Waldo's tires are good. I think he's having problems with his tires in the Lexus. That gap now down to 2.8 seconds. And Craig Hunter down to 9.7 seconds. So they're all closing up. Well, let's see what happens. Pretty much last lap. They're going to be side by side by the looks of things.
I need to restart my game quickly. Something crashed and now I can't control my cameras anymore.
You see, it's all those apps, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know, and I know that this one I was being very naughty because it's using the same API that the broadcasting app is using.
All right.
So that's on me.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm not the one broadcasting, so I can make these mistakes, trying to find the information for everybody.
I'll just press a button 3 times on my steering wheel and I'd be in cockpit and I'd be able to see the speedo.
That sounds like effort to me, man.
All right. Okay, starting lap 39. They've just gone over the line. The gap's now 1.7 seconds. Waldo doing a 144.3. Djevel doing a 143.0. 1.3 seconds quicker. And Craig Hunter 142.8. So I can't see Craig getting onto the back of Djevel, but Djevel's certainly on the back of Waldo. I think Waldo, he hasn't got the tires right and he's struggling with the Lexus grip.
Okay. And
now here comes traffic just up ahead of Waldo. So that's going to add to, it's the Ferraris. It's the Jevan Tarika and Ryan van Wyk guys. So Waldo's now got to deal with them. Although they should get blue flags and lights and move out the way. But Djevel Kutza closing in. You can now see them in the same frame.
Going to come down to the wire, it seems.
Brett Croak, I'm saying you're raising everyone's anxiety levels. When it goes, Sus.
I mean, if that is creating artificial excitement, I'll take it.
Yeah. You just crashed.
Okay, someone running very wide there, Tarika.
Yeah. So him just bailing out the way to keep out of the way of Waldo. Waldo gets a quick ride through there, but Djevel's now arriving on the back of him. Devil's going to get a tow on this Ferrari down the straight. Other Ferrari moves over to the pit wall.
Both of them making sure that they're keeping out of the way here. They might have to both do a quick lift if they do want to let Kotze by as well.
Ooh, into Crowthorne. Well done. They all go around. Oh no, the one's in front of Deerbolt.
There's still about 3 more laps left, I think.
Agreed.
At the very least. So Deerbolt will be chomping at the bit.
Make no mistake.
But he's going to have to work hard for it. Ooh, someone spun in front of them.
It's the Nissan.
Tristan Wright.
Yeah. I recognize Godzilla's oven plate brake lights.
Ah.
Right, so Welder's managed to grow that gap with the help of that Ferrari pass on the main straight. Back up to 2.3 seconds with 3.5 minutes to go. No, just under 4 minutes, which is easily 3 more laps here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's yet another car just up ahead of Waldo. So
he'll be trying to use that to his advantage.
Just going to have a look at Yassine Manuel quickly as this gap has got bigger. Yassine 3/10 off the back of Rowan Stevens as they come into the SEs. Yassine's had an awesome race this evening with Rowan Stevens. I'm sure they've enjoyed this tremendously.
Both of them must have their hearts racing.
Exactly. I'm sorry. This has got to increase your blood pressure. It's got to be, it's the excitement. It's the adrenaline. You're in a race, man.
Oh, definitely. I saw I clocked a peak heart rate of 150 on Monday night.
Oh.
And comparing that to my resting heart rate of about 65.
That's red. Yeah, it's like you were
that's a workout and a half just sitting here.
Okay, you're seeing close as they come onto the start-finish line. I was talking in our after-race team debrief with Chris Heinecker, and he led the Monday night race for about 8 laps, and he said he could hardly breathe. His heart was in his throat. He could hear the blood pumping. The adrenaline was the portion
and you're going there for a tight line, but
so it definitely affects you when you do get into a big dice, or you're in a position where there's a big race going on. It affects you.
I'm not going to claim that it's going to get you the same level as a real life racing car will. You're not dealing with the same level of G-forces.
I'll tell you what, it must be pretty close though.
Yeah, Jimmy Broadbent just proved that he was doing. He did a video where he was driving with only his hands, using a throttle and brake pedal, a flappy paddle, and he said once he got in the car, it was almost overwhelming.
I'll tell you what, I've jumped to Waldo Swiggers, and he came through crocodiles literally around the outside of that corner. Ooh. That gap has now gone down to 1 second.
So they're on the final lap now.
Yep. So
Waldo will have to work hard and keep his head down if he wants to keep hold of this first position.
He looks dead on his racing lines, nailing every apex so far through Crowthorne, Barbecue, Yuxka. And Deerwold's doing his utmost, but that gap's staying at 1 second. And there is another car just up ahead. It is a Porsche. I think it's James Stroud's Porsche. It is, but I don't think.
And I don't think they'll be able to catch up just yet. Maybe closer to the end of the lap. But James Stroud will be thinking to himself, do I want to do another lap, or do I maybe want to have the leader overtake me so that I can finish where I am right now?
On board now with Deerwold Kotze looking ahead, and that's Waldo Swiggers as they go around Stroud the outside of the Porsche. Yep. Waldo running a very strange line here, and look at that. Dewald gets a great drive through Crocodiles. He's very close to him now. It's 2 corners to go. Going to go to the helicam.
This is all to battle for.
Sure. It got close. It was a great race.
Waldo hooks it up perfectly,
Yeah.
Anna, and he takes a well-deserved win there.
And there's the checkered flag. That's a good win. And Dewald, he did very well to chase that down. Craig Hunter. Oh, Craig Hunter had a problem through the last corner. He turned it around, but he's going again, and he comes over the start-finish line, and he takes third.
Ooh, Moritz and Valerio Antonucci just getting the overtake done there at the finish line. So Moritz takes 4th, and Valerio falls back to 5th.
5th. I see that. Ron Stevens, he comes over for the Robo Racing Porsche. Yassine Manuel just behind him, so that stayed static, 6th and 7th. Great dicing there. Malvin Trollope in the Bentley comes through the final corner, and he'll take 8th. Cole Steeg 9th, and rounding out your top 10, Thomas Trollope in the Audi. He did very well.
He's made that Audi work, although Calvin Diogo is almost thinking there might be a moment for him, so this might still come down to the line if Trollope doesn't keep it tidy through this last corner.
Oh, pressure. Calvin Diogo pushing hard. There we go. All done and dusted. Great racing all the way down the line. You go and see if you can find somebody for us to chat to, and we're going to go and we'll go onto the standby stream feed.
Okay, I'm not seeing. Let me maybe just ping Waldo.
Awesome racing this evening by the Division 2 guys. I think they all had a huge amount of fun out there and put on a great show. We'll wait around for a few minutes. I'm going to see if somebody does pop in for a chat.
I'm pulling in Waldo now.
Okay, wicked, man.
Hello, Waldo.
Waldo, you there, buddy?
He's still. How was that race, buddy?
Oh, the last half hour was a bit of a just trying to get home because I lost it in Cheetah and then just went downhill from there.
Okay,
Are you blaming the finger?
No, it's just me being like sitting there thinking about other things because I had no one to race.
Okay, yeah. We actually caught you on the stream when you hammered that curb, and I thought that was a little bit heavy. And then, that man caught up to you the best part of 15 or 16 seconds. So we thought
he was 17 seconds behind me. So
sure.
Well, I had a coming together with one of the back markers that spun in Crocodiles, so that caused some aero damage that just made the car very difficult to drive.
It's unfortunate that happened, but I'm gonna say congratulations on the finish. You ran a tremendous race tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Basically start to finish. If we take into account that all of the people in front of you still had to pit, and you came out with quite the lead over Craig and what's his name? Now I can't remember. Dewald Coetzee
in the McLaren. Yeah, he was definitely closing in, but great race. And was the strategy and your tires and everything good? Was that exactly what you wanted to do?
The tires worked pretty damn well, except for the last 15 minutes or so, the temperature started getting way down. So along with the aero damage, it just made the car very tricky to drive. So I was constantly like 1.5 to 2 seconds slower than what I should be.
Gotcha.
And I think some of the late stoppers showed that they looked like their speed was increasing here in the last 15 minutes or so. So they probably had better pressures for that last stint.
Yeah, I know.
I got to admit, I also struggled with the Lexus later on in the race on Monday night where the temperature caught me out. So I feel you. But all in all, flag to flag finish. the beginning was a little bit of confusion with Craig Hunt in the Ferrari, where you slowed the pack down quite a lot, and he was quite a ways ahead of you.
Yeah, I was sitting in the green little thing that it tells you to sit in, and then like Craig was ahead, but I just stayed in the green thing. I didn't go ahead, so
yeah.
that's just the games thing.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think we saw that happening on the Hungaro ring. Someone was out of. Well, it looked like they were out of position, but the game didn't penalize them for that. So, I mean, you still ran an amazing race.
Yeah, you did.
You didn't let that get to you, because that
Nah.
can easily catch someone off guard and cause them to ruin their race.
Yeah, no, it was a fun race, guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in and having a chat with us as usual, and hopefully we'll catch up with you soon in season 2.
Cool.
Yes.
Thanks, Ellen. Looking forward.
Awesome, man. Take care.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Cheers.
Awesome. Sus, there we go, buddy. I enjoyed that, and that is a wrap as far as ACC GT3 Season 1 goes.
Yes.
We've just got to wait for the results now.
It's now the wait for the results. I'm sure we'll be receiving some incident investigation requests, but hopefully we as a stewarding team can get through that quickly and post some results very soon. I know Zahir has already won the championship, but there's still a lot of movement to be expected throughout the field, and I'm keen to see what's going to happen.
Definitely. James Leach on the YouTube channel. We're all crossing our fingers because we can.
Oh, man.
Guys are hard, man. Seriously, a tough crowd tonight. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube channel. Too many people to name, but great to have you with us. And Sus, thanks for joining me in the booth tonight. Good stream.
As always, thanks for having me. And don't forget, everybody, there's still this Lost Sim Legends races coming up next week. So still one more exciting thing. Well, not just one more exciting race to be broadcast. We'll have probably 3 if we count the 3-hour endurance race as well.
Yeah. And that's HLQ starts tomorrow for that.
Yes. So really looking forward to closing off this season on a good high. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun, Alan. Thanks for having me throughout the season.
Wicked.
Looking forward to next season.
That's it. Thanks to everybody joining us, and we'll catch up with you next week on the final coverage for Legends. So I'm going to say goodbye, good night, and have a good evening, everyone.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.